Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. This house was a request that I had received a few weeks ago. I had just finally got around to doing it and getting it finished. They sent me a floor plan, and then there was also some pictures of the exterior. This house currently will sit on a 40 by 30 lot and will cost your Sims approximately 135 simoleons. Now, like I said, they gave me a floor plan and gave me exterior pictures, and the house exterior wise looks like it was like kind of in, I don't know, I think they're not exactly a row house. And if you're not really sure what a row house is, that would be houses that are literally in a row with each other and they are connected but they're separate, kind of like what you would see like maybe townhouses or something. I mean, I'm not sure, but anyway, it is next to other houses very close, so there's not much room and it's more narrow than it is wide. So there isn't really a whole lot going on with it. So what I did to kind of spice the house up just a little bit was I added some porches and some deck, on a deck. I think there's a balcony on the house as well. And the house originally is supposed to be kind of like this box shape. As you can see, I went ahead and kind of bumped it out a little bit on the side just to give it a little bit more character. Now, what you see what I'm doing here is about the only way you can split level in Sims 4. Not particularly my favorite thing to do. It can sometimes be executed well and look nice. Whether or not I did, I don't know. It does end up looking halfway decent in the end, but I'm just extremely picky, and there's just certain things about the way you build in this game that I don't always necessarily like and kind of irritate me. But anyway, the house, the floor plan actually has a U-shaped staircase, so I wanted to try to incorporate that. And by the only way you can do that is if you were to put a split level in, kind of incorporate a split level type of idea to it. So that's kind of what I had done. And I mean, it ends up looking nice in the end. It ain't too bad. So basically all I'm doing here is just adding some more roofing so I can have an overhang. I don't know why they create these roofs to where they don't have any overhang at all, because that would cause a lot of damage to your house. You really need to have an overhang. So why they do that, I don't know. So basically what I'm doing here is the house, actually each of them that were in the picture had a garage. So I thought, well, they don't really have garages in Sims 4. There's not really any cars. They don't drive or anything like that. But it is possible to kind of do like a faux garage, or I guess you could say a fake garage. Basically just using certain siding, wallpapers, this and that, kind of what I did here was I used, I think like a plain wallpaper, I think. I'm not 100% certain. I can't remember what exactly I used anymore. And then I just kind of put like the poles, the banister, not really, no, they're not banisters. Oh my gosh, what are they called? It's the pillars and stuff for porches, whatever. I just put two of them there to kind of frame out the garage a little bit, and then I just added some windows. And really, that was it. That is a roof piece that I used as a sloped driveway. It does end up looking a little bit nicer because I will put landscaping and stuff, and the little fake driveway or whatever will look a little bit nicer. So this is one of the porches that I decided to add because I just felt it needed a little bit more character. I mean, when you have a house that is really just a box or a rectangle, you really need to try to do a little bit more to the exterior just to kind of give it a little bit more character and just a little bit more pizzazz, a little something in some way or another. So that's kind of why I added I added a few porches, so here and there. And then I just added, brought the floor, I guess that's what it is, the floor piece out a little bit so I could put the exterior trim around the porch and just different things like that. Where this little turret area or whatever is where the staircase is going to end up being, Just pretty basic to the front. I'm not really doing anything too spectacular, but this is where I'm trying to decide what I want to put by the driveway here, just to try to make it look a little bit nicer and not quite so fake, I guess. Now I lowered the foundation. This is just so I can put plants closer to the foundation and it doesn't pop up on top, which is really annoying. I absolutely hate it. But this just allows me to decorate my plants a little bit closer to the house, and it doesn't do anything to your house or anything like that. You can put it right back and as if nothing has changed. So I'm using some of my favorite trees. I absolutely love those white birch trees from the Cats and Dogs pack. I just absolutely love them. They actually did a very good job on those. Those I actually like. There's several trees that I don't care for, but there's a few of them, like the white birch there, that I really, really like. So another thing with this house that I had to be real careful of was I actually have an indoor balcony, and anybody who builds in Sims 4 knows that creating an indoor balcony causes the roof to glitch, and it, oh my gosh, it's one of my pet peeves in building in Sims 4. I mean, some people can execute these these builds in Sims 4 like really beautiful, you know. And then you got me, who's just kind of like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like, I'd rather build in Sims 3, but occasionally I feel like building in Sims 4. Maybe I just keep hoping that one of my builds might actually like turn out amazing, and I don't know. One of these days maybe it'll happen. This is also another area that I had put on the side of the house just to try to give it a little bit more spice, just a little bit more attitude. Gave it a balcony and a covered porch. And then I added another covered porch here in the backyard as well, just to try to give it, again, more character. You know, it still has the basic structure. I mean, like I said, I did change it up a little bit from the floor plan, but I just felt like it really needed to have a little something. So I hope this will be okay with, you know, the one who requested it. So, because I did change it a little bit. So I don't normally build from a floor plan. I don't know. I just would much rather just kind of build from my head more than anything. But occasionally I am given a floor plan, and I will do my best at it anyway. So the thing that irritates me about doing these split levels with Sims 4 is, it wouldn't be so bad if the darn foundation did not appear in the house. And you'll see that down there where the stairs are, it's kind of a cluster of stairs and lots of steps. But you can see where the foundation is outlined, and it's almost as if it was the exterior foundation, and I absolutely hate that. It would be so much better if when you did that inside the lot or inside the build, that it would just be like a normal wall. A normal wall. That's all I ask. Just a normal basic wall. Why does it have to have the foundation there? That seems really stupid. Why would you put in the option to take the floor away inside of the house if the foundation was going to appear? I mean, that just seems like it's unfinished. Like they could have done that a little bit better and been a little bit nicer. I don't know. I'm not a designer. I'm not, you know, I don't create games for a living, so I don't know. I don't know why they did that, what their purpose was, or, you know, maybe they have a very, very good reason and I just don't know what it is. I don't know. But according to the floor plan, this was the kitchen. There was some interior pictures of how everything was set up, but to save time, I just went ahead and decorated it my own way, because looking at pictures and trying to decorate that way would just take me a lot longer. So, and if you're wondering, what am I doing here? Why do I have to keep changing it? Well, I discovered that the exterior foundation wallpaper that I had chosen is appearing inside the house. That's the other annoying thing about the foundation in Sims 4, is whatever you color the exterior portion of the foundation and you go and take the floor away inside, it is going to bring that to the inside. Now, the only way you can And it's a little bit time consuming, as you can see, because this whole game is built around everything being in rooms, which can be quite time consuming and rather annoying. But what you can do is you basically have to create separate like foundation rooms. I really don't know what to call them, but they're separate pieces of foundation. You know how like you can put in like a floor and you have like a section of floor and you have this section of floor? Well, you do that with the foundation. You put in this section of foundation here on the inside, and then you have to pretty much kind of wrap it around that area that you want to have open. And hopefully, it took me a few times because it kept wanting to connect itself to the exterior foundation. And it wanted to connect its room portion with that room, I guess. However you want, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So I struggled a little bit with that. I do eventually get it. Right here's where you see I'm kind of sectioning off just that area, making it separate foundation rooms or whatever you want to call it. You can see where the floor is concrete. That's where I'm trying to make it its own little room area of foundation and not connect it to the other foundation. So I can color that differently. So it can be a different color. So the exterior foundation can be the dark brick or whatever it is I chose. And the interior I can make like a wood wainscoting thing with, I kind of figured like with trim or something. So it could be different. It eventually works out, as you can see. I finally get it right. And I just kind of make a small like little sitting area thing or whatever here just to try to fill in the space. Now I was rather disappointed when I was doing this because the lighting in Sims 4 is supposed to be so much better than Sims 3, and it is. I'm not saying it's not. It's amazing how it goes from one room to the next, and it will go from one floor to the next. But when I was doing this, it was still not quite right. It was not wanting to go from the upper floor down to the bottom floor quite right. And you'll see how the coloring is off. It's got a hard line between the first floor and the second floor. And that was kind of irritating, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it because I don't have a color wheel, so I can't sit here and change the color just every little bit until it does. But you can see right here how it's the same wallpaper, but it's completely different colors. So it glitched out on me, I guess you could call it. So I'm trying to remember the floor plan. I don't think there was a bathroom right here, but I went ahead and threw one in anyway because I kind of had that space from doing the stairs and stuff like. Oh, I know. I remember what it was. I think it was a closet. I think it was like some kind of closet thing or whatever that was supposed to appear here. So I went ahead and made it a bathroom. It's kind of more or less, it's it would be considered a half a bath, I believe, because it just has a toilet and sink, nothing else. Can also be kind of called a powder room, I guess. Those are usually just a sink and toilet, but I kind of went ahead and threw that in. So now there are and a hallway and stuff when you first walk in. So this house, when you first walk in, even on the floor plan, does have a hallway, and the garage is next to it. So I went ahead and made a door that went into the garage area. And then you had, they called it a lounge, I guess. It was a lounge on the other side of the garage. So I kind of took that as the living room area. And because I made that little bump on the side where it kind of comes out a little bit, it made the room quite a bit bigger. So it was rather interesting trying to fill in the space. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at filling in large rooms. But I think it turns out it's a little bit dark, but at the same time it's kind of cozy. So I kind of like it. And then of course my favorite curtains from pets or cats and dogs, whatever you want to call it. I really love those curtains. They're kind of fancy, and I just love the coloring. They did a really good job of the coloring from the furniture and the curtains and stuff from that pack. So it's probably one of my more favorite ones, and would be one that I would definitely suggest to people if they were to ask. That is a photo frame that you got free. I don't remember how I got it free, but I had a download. I believe I had downloaded some kind of game thing on my phone. I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh my gosh. But anyway, it's called The Family Portrait, and I think you have to do that in order to get it. I don't think me putting it into my builds is going to give it to you. So if you didn't do that and you don't have it, you're not going to get it. It's basically a family portrait. And you know the picture that you have when you first bring up the game and you get to pick your load your save game or whatever it is, you get to load the game. That picture that you see of the family standing there, that's what gets put in that family portrait. And you can kind of change the their like posture or their pose just a little bit. It's not a lot, but you can a little bit. And you can update it. Like it doesn't. I don't. You know, I've never actually used it, so I'm not 100% certain. But I don't think it will update automatically. I don't know. Maybe it does. But you can actually keep it changing. So like if more babies are born, you have more children, or somebody gets married and they move in the house, it will update to a new family portrait of the current Sims living in the household. It is rather cool. It comes out, like when you first put it in, it's extremely big. I don't know why they would have made this family portrait so large. But I downsized it to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic, you know, in size, because it is awfully big. But I used it, if you want to have a little bit of an idea of kind of what it looks like, I used it for my thumbnail for the I'm a Lover Challenge Generation 5. The most recent video that I have uploaded for that will have that picture on the thumbnail. So I took that picture of my two Sims are pregnant and stuff, and it, you know, it was just a cute picture. I went ahead and took that for my thumbnail. So, but anyway, here is the landing. This is where I said has an indoor balcony, which I love indoor balconies. This is my favorite thing about houses, but they can be a little tricky to create in Sims 4 because the moment you take away that floor to create an indoor balcony, all the roofing will glitch and come through the walls and you can't get rid of it. So about the only time you can create these indoor balconies is if you were to make sure all your roofing did not go past the walls in any way whatsoever. And if you're wondering what it is I'm doing here, well, that's because I realized that my foundation room, I guess you can call it, managed to do it again. And you can see there's a dark area. It was trying to see, yeah, it's right there. You can kind of see it, and then yeah, it's just a big mess. Not something I do very often. I do have another house. I don't remember. I can't remember the name of it. But I built it a long time ago, back when, sometime or another after I got Sims 4. And that one has like a split level area. So I don't do it very often just because they are kind of a hassle. It can, I guess you could say, could be done. But I don't really like them. So this is, oh, there's a little roof piece. You know how I told you every time you do a balcony, that stupid roof is going to glitch out and it's going to stick through your wall? Well, there you go. There's an example of it. I was able to fix it to where it doesn't. I don't know why I couldn't get it to do that when I first put the porch roof on, but apparently I couldn't. But I did this time. So that is fixed. It won't be sticking through. I was hoping to cover it, but the furniture apparently just is not big enough to do that. So this is the master bedroom. It is supposed to have an ensuite bath, and then it was supposed to have closets, which is kind of where I stuck that little sitting area in. I only had certain packs I was able to use, and those packs did not have those closets, and I was thinking it did. And when I discovered that no, these packs don't have that closet, then that's when I had to change it to something else. And then again, there was this huge space over here. It just seemed so big because I went and I bumped that out for extra character, and now I have this huge space over here. I had no idea what to do with it. So I made it into a sitting room. I kind of wanted to section it off somehow in some way or another to be its own little area, but yeah, that didn't turn out. So I ended up not doing that. So and then here's the master bathroom. I wanted to try to do what I do with The Sims 3, but The windows don't cooperate the way they do in Sims 3, so I couldn't. I wanted to make like a built-in glass shower type of thing, like a walk-in shower, but yeah, I can't really do it the same in Sims 4, so that kind of ruined that idea. The windows, they don't work quite the same apparently, so it ends up turning out nice. It's a large bathroom. I don't normally make bathrooms quite this big because who the heck wants that much bathroom to clean? That's the way I look at it. Who wants that much stone floor to wash? Who wants, I don't know, that's just me. Who wants to wash all that? I don't. I guess if you hire somebody to clean the house for you, you don't have to worry about it, but I gotta clean my own house, so I don't want to do it. So whenever I build a house, I tend to make the bathrooms a little bit smaller because out of all the household chores, that is the one thing I hate the most. I hate cleaning bathrooms. I despise cleaning bathrooms. They take too long. I think that's the problem. They take too long. And I'm just like one of my cats. I have better things to do than clean a bathroom. I have better things to do than spend an hour cleaning my bathroom or an hour and a half cleaning it. So, I mean, I end up doing it, but yeah, I'm so glad I only have one bathroom and I only have to do that once and only do it once a week. So, yeah, I have better things to do. So when I build a house in the game, I tend to make the bathroom smaller because I look at it as it wouldn't take as long, and a bathroom that big would probably take me 3 hours, and who the heck wants to spend 3 hours doing a bathroom? Anyway, here's one of the guest bedrooms or teenage bedroom, whatever you want to make it. I kind of based the design off the bedding because since Sims 4 has the color swatches and I don't have a color wheel to like change the colors to whatever I want, I usually pick a bed and then I pick the bedding that I like and then I decorate the room around that. That way I don't have to worry about struggling trying to find a bed to go with the room that I, the color that I want. So I usually just kind of pick a bed, pick the bedding, whatever color that ends up being, and then I try to choose things from there to try to help incorporate them colors. So I don't know where that bed came from. It's probably another cats and dogs bed because they have nice beds. I really like their beds. So, but it's kind of a guest bedroom, but I also put a little bit of things on the wall that would kind of indicate, oh my gosh, indicate, there we go. Oh my gosh, I couldn't talk. Indicate, that would be the word. That would indicate what kind of sim would be using that room, and it kind of says, teenage girl, I guess. So this would be another bedroom, and again, it was kind of large, so I made it where it was a toddler bedroom, and I put in 2 toddler beds. I don't know about anybody else's game, but my Sims tend to have 3 kids. They tend to get triplets all of the time. And no, I do not have a mod that increases that. And I've actually researched it, and you'd be surprised how many other people actually have that exact same issue. Their Sims are always having triplets. So, this house will give you at least 2 toddler beds. So at least you'll be sort of, prepared. And there's plenty of room to add another one if your Sim is like mine and they have triplets. And then here is just like a backyard area. I don't do backyards. I can't tell you how many times somebody has said to me, why don't you decorate the backyard? You do so nice in the front yard and then there's nothing in the backyard. Well, I'm not a landscaper. I don't really know what it is I'm doing out here. So I tried to put a little bit of trees and it's slowly filling in the center there. I don't know why. I started from the 2 corners and worked my way in, but that just kind of is what happened. So, but yeah, I don't usually do anything in the backyard. There's a swing and monkey bars. I think that's like it. I can't even remember now if I even put any benches back there. I may have. I don't know. But we're going into the lighting here, which usually indicates that I'm about done. So I'm going to assume that maybe I didn't put anything in that patio. You have a stone patio in the back there for your Sims. You can do whatever you want. But here I am. I guess I am putting in some benches. That's usually all I do is I put a bench in here and there, and that's really about it. I'm just not creative when it comes to the backyard. And I'm just finding a little bit more things about the wallpapers that seemed a little off and I had to fix them. So here are the screenshots of this house. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you think on the whole split level thing with Sims 4. And what do you think about trying to do staircases like that? I mean, I don't think it turned out too bad, but I think it could definitely probably be executed a little bit better than what I did. I don't think it turned out all that bad though. It does look kind of neat. It gives it a little character. But let me know in the comments your opinions on those, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.